Welcome everyone. Today in this video, I'm going to let you know about wastewater treatment with the microalgae. Yeah, every day there are billions of wastewater flow through the treatment systems around the world, and a city grow and industry expand. Managing all the wastewater is becoming one of the biggest environmental challenge of our time. So traditional treatment plant uses a huge amount of energy, chemicals, and infrastructure. They work, but they can also be expensive and carbon intensive and difficult to scale up and scale sustainably. So, but what if one of nature smallest organism could help to solve those kinds of problems? Is the question. So to meet microalgae, a tiny aquatic organism with huge potential, these organisms are the powerhouse that can clean water, wastewater, and absorb carbon dioxide and even produce a useful byproduct like biomass that can be used for biofuel and fertilizer. And scientists around the world are now exploring whether the microalgae could transform the future of sustainable wastewater treatment. So, wastewater come from so many places, or basically like household, factory, farms, and even from the runoff. It often contains harmful substances like excess of nitrogen, phosphorus, heavy metals, pathogens, and organic waste. If untreated wastewater left in the rivers, lakes, and oceans, it can cause severe environmental damage. So, one of the major problem is called eutrophication. That's when too many nutrients, especially nitrogen and phosphorus, enter waterways. They trigger massive algal blooms. These blooms can deplete the oxygen level in water and kill fish and disrupting the entire ecosystem. Traditional wastewater treatment plants are designed to remove these pollutants, but they are often require a large amount of electricity for aeration, pumping, and chemical treatment. So that's where the microalgae becomes interest. So instead of consuming energy, they remove the nutrients, and microalgae uses the nutrient to grow. So microalgae are tiny photosynthetic organisms found in nature, and they are uh, fresh water and marine environment where they can sustain. Unlike large seaweed, microalgae are microscopic single-cell organisms float in water and produces photosynthetic energy. So you have probably heard microalgae in a pond and ocean. Uh, but the scientists are now cultivating those species on the reactor systems in controlled environment because they can grow rapidly and absorb the nutrients extremely and efficiently. Common species uses in wastewater treatment include chlorella, Sunsidesmos, and spirulina. So, how exactly do microalgae treat water? This is the uh, most important question. So the process is surprising elegant, and wastewater contain nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and normally these pollutants. But for microalgae, they are food. So as the microalgae grow, they absorb these nutrients directly from water, and at the same time, through the photosynthesis, microalgae consumes carbon dioxide and release oxygen. That oxygen becomes useful for another group of organisms like bacteria. So bacteria break down organic waste into wastewater while the algae continue to produce oxygen naturally. So this creates a kind of a biological partnerships instead of relying heavily on a mechanical aerator. The system partially power itself through the photosynthesis. So microalgae can also remove heavy metals like lead and cadmium, excess organic compounds, and certain pharmaceutical residue. Some species even can reduce pathogen by increasing oxygen and changing water chemistry. So after treatment, the algae biomass can be harvested from the water, and this is where the things get even more interesting. That biomass can potentially be converted into biofuel, animal feeds, fertilizer, bioplastics, and high value compounds. So another major advantages of microalgae in wastewater is use for carbon capture. Like plants, microalgae absorbs carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. In some experimental system, wastewater facilitate even several industrial carbon dioxide emissions directly into algae cultivation tank. This means microalgae could potentially help address two environmental challenges at once: wastewater pollution, greenhouse gas emission as well. Compared to the conventional treatment system, algae-based system may also reduce the energy consumption and chemical use. Because algae grow quickly, they can produce large amount of biomass, relatively small areas. So this technology is not just a theoretical. Researchers and the companies around the world already testing algae-based wastewater treatment system. In Spain, several pilot projects have used high-rate algal blooms to treat municipal wastewater while producing biomass for agricultural applications. In India, scientists have explored algae system for treating textile and industrial wastewater contaminated with dye and heavy metals. Also, in the United States, some wastewater facility have experimented with algae cultivation integrated into nutrient recovery systems. One particular exciting area is wastewater treatment for rural or decentralized communities. Because LG system can relatively low energy and low cost, they may offer sustainable sanitation solutions in the region where the advanced infrastructure is very difficult. So, of course, microalgae are not a perfect solution, at least not yet. So, one challenge is harvesting the algae after when separating a microscopic algae cell from water can be intensive and expensive. So another issue is consistency. Algae grow or depends heavily on sunlight, temperature and climate condition, outdoor system, and may perform differently across a season or location. So there is a challenge of scaling up. So many pilot systems work well operating a large commercial algae treatment facility. Differently, it is still an area of active research, and depending upon the wastewater source, some contaminants may still require additional treatment steps. So far now, microalgae are more likely to compete existing wastewater system rather than replacing them entirely. Even these challenges, microalgae represent one of the promising intersections of biology, sustainability, and environmental engineering. This tiny organism can remove pollutant, recycle nutrient, carbon dioxide, capture and generate a valuable biomass while helping clean one of the most essential resources. As the research continues and technology improves, algae-based treatment could be one of the important part of greener, most sustainable infrastructure around the world. And sometimes the solution to massive environmental problems come from the life. Thank you for watching. Enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about the sustainable technology we should explore next. Thank you.